Want to show you this RS485 Arduino setup. So this box and the RS485 shield came from DF Robot. This is pretty slick, $10. You can turn the disconnect or connect this pins 1 and 2 so that you could load it with the USB and then go ahead and flip it on to connect it to the RS485 side. So I've got a serial cable. This is a USB serial converter from the laptop. This is RS232. So then this is just to test, and you can visually see it transmitting. RS232 to 485 converter. So we've got 2 wires. 485 is a multi-point specification, so you can have, 100 devices. Well, that would be kind of silly. Let's just say 10. You could easily do multi drops on this same set of wires and communicate to multiple devices with just 2 wires. It's pretty cool. RS485 is long range, so you can go, maybe up to 2,000 feet if you really wanted to. You can see whenever it flashes, it's communicating, transferring data. So on the Arduino Uno, I have a Modbus protocol being hosted. Here we can see I've got discrete outputs on the Arduino, so that's just like a switch that goes out, and then we've got discrete inputs, analog inputs, and 2 analog outputs. So my whole reason for using this thing is I have a device out in the field that it has a single analog value, and I need to bring that in. It's actually going to be a 4 to 20 milliamp signal, and I'm going to bring that analog value in on register 30,001. Alright, just a quick demonstration. Look at these discrete inputs here. I'm going to use these little switches. I skipped one, by the way. 10,002 is missing. But anyway, that works. So 30,001 all the way down. 0. Alright, 3002, let's take it down. Alright, so you can see that these work. There's an output here. So let me turn this second one on. I'm going to write 1. Bam. And then there's an analog output. Let me write, let's do 100. So this guy right here is my analog output. Let me go down. Let's do like 40. See how it's real dim. Okay, so I've added some more another terminal block here. I'm gonna use a 250 ohm precision resistor to convert my 4 to 20 milliamp signal down to a 1 to 5 volt signal. So the resistor pulls our positive signal down to ground. Then ground also goes over here. We're going to bias our ground with the ground of the device. Then the signal here is going to go into analog 0. Alright, so here's an example of a typical 4 to 20 milliamp device. This is a pressure transmitter, and it says 0 to 100 pounds and 4 to 20 milliamps. Notice it's only got it's got 2 wires. This is just the shield. There's basically power and then a return signal that's also ground. So anyway, I have this simulator I built at one time for simulating 4 to 20 milliamps. So I unhooked this wire, and I'm going to go ahead and just read the milliamps. I'm on milliamp scale. I moved my leads. And I twist this nubby here. It goes from a little over 20 milliamps all the way down to 4 milliamps. My simulator's a little rough, so let's get exactly 4. Let's see what that goes up to. Yeah, good enough. Whatever. Alright, so the little resistor is pulling that 4 to 20 milliamps at 22 volts is what it's at. But it's going to pull it down to 1 to 5 volts. If we go back here, see if I turn it all the way down, it's about 1 volt. And then about 5 volts. Yeah, it's a little more straightforward here. So turn it all the way down, and it's around 196, and I turn it all the way up, it's about 919. The Arduino's analog input is 0 to 5 volts. So there's 0 to 5 volts. At 0, that register is going to read 0. At 5, maxing out the range of the Arduino analog input is 1, 0, 2, 3. So we want to figure out what 1 to 5 volts would be. So we can just do a ratio. If 1023 is 5, we'll just cross multiply, figure out what 1 is. So 1 times 1023 divided by 5. So about 204. Obviously this is a little bit rough. 204.6. We'll go over here and make sure it's giving me about 5 volts. Heck, we'll try to be about as exact. Yep, that's 1023, 1020. Excellent. So now, I go ahead and crank it down. Try to get exactly 1 volt. We go over here and see it's 202. So the cost of this project to get a little Modbus RTU over 485 device is anywhere in the range of $30 to $50, depending on if you're going to buy cheap China clones or legitimate boards. So Arduino 10 to 20, the little 485 board was $10, pretty good. And then you know, a enclosure, $10, and then you need a power supply, $5 to $10. So yeah, it's pretty slick.